Hello there, my name's John Kirby. I've been flying a Nitro 200 and a couple of months ago I managed to crack my airbox. Let me show you. There you go. It's not a design fault. What happened was I was packing my Nitro away in a pelly case I'd converted to transport it. And I put my wing in on top of it and pressed the lid down too hard and pushed too hard on it, so I've only got myself to blame. But the point is, I saw on YouTube that it's possible to weld this material with a soldering iron and some zip ties, so I thought I'd have a go at repairing it. While I've got you, let me show you something. That's how the Nitro comes, with that normally tying it onto the frame. And I thought there's a possibility if the clip came undone, that can come off and it can rotate and hit the prop. So I put a second strap on. See that there? You can do that by drilling a hole through both sides, put zip ties through. You could use a bit of fuel line here as a standoff and then do the zip ties again. So that if it ever came off, if it ever popped off, it'll just rattle around, it won't go into the prop. That might be worth thinking about. Anyway, let's have a go at repairing it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack it just here on the end where it's floating around to keep it together. And then I'm intending to start at this end and work my way back this way again. Tacking it first will stop it moving as I move along. So first of all, let's do a tack. What I've done is I've snipped off a bit of I've cut up the middle of the zip tie to make it kind of a bit finer so that my soldering iron can cope with it. It doesn't weld like metal, you've got to kind of use a stabbing motion, it seems to me. So first of all, let's just try and get this. You've almost got to go right the way through and then add a bit like that. It's not going to be pretty, but I'm hoping it's going to work. So that's that end. So when that dries, I can of course cut it off if there's too much on there, even sand it off. Right. If it doesn't work, I'll have to patch it with a bit of fiberglass and epoxy from the inside, but we'll see. I cleaned the oil out from the inside with thinners before I started and then let it dry. Okay, so let's go here now. Actually, I think I'll just continue working this way because well, like I said, it doesn't look pretty, but we will see. The problem with this, of course, is when you get a crack like this, is it can migrate, a bit like on a windscreen. What does that feel like? It feels pretty strong actually. That's a bit molten still, but here it feels very strong. What I'm going to try and do, I think, is fill this in a bit more, and then I'll sand it off. Okay, right, let's wait for that to dry, and then I'll clean it up. I'll just tidy it up with some finer stuff now. Right, just wipe it off. I think that's pretty good. Time will tell. It feels nice and strong. There we are. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but pretty good, I reckon.